So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 151, published in December 1950 with story by Edmund Hamilton and art by Wayne Boring. Once again, Superman's super headache, the impish and unpredictable Mr. Mxyzptlk, is back from the fifth dimension to make life miserable for the Man of Steel, but this time the pesky pixie allies himself with the evil scientist Luthor and that prince of practical jokers, the prankster, so that these three antagonists of Superman can end the career by making him super ridiculous. Across Metropolis, a startling struggle is waged that reaches its climax in the sensational surprise that features Superman's Super Magic Show. My hero. In Metropolis are three minds with but a single thought: the comedy criminal, the prankster. What gag can I use to get even with Superman? There must be some practical joke that could baffle him. The renegade master of science, Luthor. All the resources of my scientific genius, and yet that stupid Superman is still too much for me. And thirdly, that pop-eyed little pest from the fifth dimension, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Now to start my campaign to thwart Superman. Presently in Luthor's laboratory. How did I get here so suddenly? Mr. Mxyzptlk, this must be your doing. Yes, I just dropped back from my home in the fifth dimension where Superman had me exiled. How could Superman force one with your powers to do anything? He can't force me, but if I'm tricked into saying my name backwards, it hurls me back into the fifth dimension for 60 days. He did it again 60 days ago, but now I'm back for revenge. I've brought us three together, because we all hate Superman. What say you? Shall we join forces to make him a laughingstock forever? I'd do anything to end his career by humiliating him. Count me in too. Have you any ideas, Mr. Mxyzptlk? Mr. Mxyzptlk has an idea and illustrates it by materializing in front of them. Perhaps these lifelike plastic proxies suggest some plan to you. My allies, I can create such exact doubles of anyone. With my scientific knowledge, I can improve your idea. I can install machinery in such plastic proxies to make them move and speak by remote control. And with my talent for practical jokes, I can figure out how to use such proxies to torment Superman. I will first make Superman ridiculous by means of this exact proxy of Lois Lane. I'll install the machinery so the proxy can move and speak by remote control. Hello, everyone. I am Lois Lane. It's lifelike indeed, and since lead is mixed in the plastic, Superman's X-ray vision can't penetrate the deception, unless he discovers that Lois is now made of lead. Now to get the real Lois out of the way for a while. So she gets a phone call calling her away for a scoop and heads away, and Superman, meanwhile, thinks that the tip might be phony, so he decides to follow her and spots her down there walking in Metropolis. Oh, it's Superman. Hello, Superman. Not even Superman dreams that it's a lifelike plastic proxy of Lois, which has returned and not the real Lois. Mr. Mxyzptlk back again, and that pixie pest means trouble. Oh, look, what a handsome man. Whoever you are, you're my dream man. So Superman is rather confused by her change or her attitude. Please take me away from that stupid, muscle-bound creature who's bothering me. It's natural for you to fall for me, but I can't be pestered by ordinary girls. You'll have to prove you're extraordinary to win me. And all the people in the crowd are laughing at the situation. Am I dreaming all this? It can't be happening. What can I do to win your admiration, dream man? You must prove your courage to be worthy of me. I'll prove my courage, dream man. So she goes up to the building and starts walking across a wire. Look, Mr. Mxyzptlk, doesn't this prove my courage? Now to use that Lois proxy to give Superman a heart attack. Lois, you're mad. You'll fall. And look, I'll dive into a foot of water to prove myself worthy. Gotta catch her before she kills herself. So he catches her and is rather confused as to what in the world is going on. You're just jealous. Now to use Lois's proxy for another gag, because he's saying that she must be hypnotized. So suddenly, I don't know how but she's now got her foot trapped in front of a cable car on purpose. Look, Mr. Mxyzptlk, I'm not afraid to gamble that the streetcar will stop in time. He can't release her foot because it's trapped, so he simply lifts the cable car over top of her. Never mind, you've proved yourself worthy of the great Mxyzptlk. He had to go and interfere again. Look, Superman, he can't believe his girl jilted him for that little guy. She sure made him the laughingstock of Metropolis. So Mr. Mxyzptlk returns to the other two, and now it's Luthor's time to trick Superman or make him look like a fool. Meanwhile, Superman spots the real Lois. So you got tired of Mr. Mxyzptlk, your dream man. I don't know what you're talking about, Superman. I'm angry because I was decoyed out of town on a fake news tip. Then it wasn't really Lois who did these things, but it looked like her. What kind of impish trick is Mr. Mxyzptlk using this time? Meanwhile, some fellow comes up. Lois, Superman, a flash bulletin just came into the planet. Or maybe that's Perry White. There's a mysterious robbery going on at the 4th Federal Bank. So all the money is being sucked up into the vents by manipulating my proxy by remote control. But now I'd better get out of here with my loot. Or I'm manipulating. So Superman shows up. The scientist Luthor, he reversed and speeded up the air conditioning system, so it sucked up the money, the paper money, all up here to him. So Superman heads out and spots Luthor, accusing him of robbing the bank, but he says, bank robbery? I don't know what you're talking about. You're making a foolish mistake. So there's all sorts of evidence that that Luthor was actually doing a presentation at a scientific project, despite being a notorious criminal. So was I. He says, impossible. That at that time, Luthor was presenting a petition. So blah, blah, blah. So was I, and I snapped a picture of it. It shows the time on the wall clock. They don't know that it was my proxy who was photographed with the mayor. You made a bad blunder, Superman. I'm sure he committed that robbery, but how did he appear with the mayor at the same time? Are there two Luthors, just as there seem to be two Loises? So the headlines now are saying that Superman is a dumbbell. So now it's the prankster's time to pull a trick. My proxies are really tearing down Superman's reputation in this town. Wait till you see what I do with him, this proxy of Superman himself. I'll make him the butt of Metropolis. Mr. Mxyzptlk is bad enough, but with Luthor up to his tricks, but what's that? Bandits at work at Office 443 in the Carson Building. Police flash. So Superman shows up and spots a message on the wall. Superman, you're entering automatically turned on electric eyes around this room. If you try to leave, they'll detonate a bomb in the building. The prankster. So he can project his X-ray vision and burn him out, but it will take some time. Meanwhile, the prankster is using his Superman proxy. Prankster, I'll take that money bag you just looted. All right, Superman. Here it is. I'll go on with the real loot. It was a paper bag full of ink. The prankster is making a fool of Superman. Stop, thief. Oof. For you, Superman, the super slippery, supersized banana peel. So he tries to grab the bumper of the car, but it just stretches out and then smashes him in the face. What a clown Superman turned out to be. Superman's too clumsy to catch him. Whatever made us think Superman was so special? So Superman is feeling pretty low at this point. Well, actually, that's not Superman. Superman finally escapes from the building and shows up, but everyone is laughing at him. I see you cleaned off that ink he poured on you, Superman. Another double in action, and this time a double of me. Maybe that ink gag will help me. So he follows the ink spots back to their lair, but why, they're plastic proxies or doubles of the three crooks made to move and speak by remote control. They left a false trail to these proxies just to taunt me. My three enemies have fed their vanity by making me look ridiculous all over town. Maybe I can use their vanity to draw them into the open so I can get my hands on them. So he takes the proxies to a fair at Metropolis Park, a charity circus, and starts to put on a show. Some super feats of super magic, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to make a comeback in popularity by doing magic stunts. Why doesn't he do something about the prankster and the others who made him look so foolish? So he spins around to make himself invisible, then crushes some metal, but people are unimpressed. Now for an audience participation stunt. You, sir, who offered to assist, what is your name? Speak it into the microphone so all can hear. Sinaj si iman yim. So whatever he said went backwards. So he said his name, and then it reversed. Why, everything I said came out backwards because there's a tiny recorder in the microphone that records his voice and then plays the record in reverse. So Superman starts to demonstrate other magic tricks, including sawing the Lex Luthor proxy in half, which people think it's the real Lex Luthor, and then I guess juggling the prankster, pulling the Mr. Mxyzptlk out of a hat. They don't know that a puff of super breath keeps the prankster proxy up, and that I had the Mr. Mxyzptlk's proxy compressed into this steel hat. And then he puts the Luthor back together after sawing him in half. Why, he's making a fool out of us. I'll use the remote control on the Luthor proxy so as to show him up with it. Changing the proxy's machinery so we go after its remote control has trapped Luthor. Look, Luthor's chasing Luthor. There's two of him, so he could have robbed the bank after all. Wait till he tries more stunts with me yet, not knowing that I'm taking my proxy's place. So Superman acts like he doesn't realize it's the real prankster and says he's going to throw him into space. Wait, don't. It's me, the real me. I'd rather go to jail than off the Earth. You've trapped Luthor and the prankster Superman, but you can't do anything about me. Why, who are you? Anyway, come up and tell the people your name through the microphone if you have anything to say. You think your trick microphone will make my name come out backwards, too, so I'll shoot back to the fifth dimension. Well, fool, you say my name backwards, so it will come out forwards. But what's this? I said it backward, and it came out backward. I forgot to tell you, I switched off the reversing gadget in that microphone. Clips are blah, blah, blah. See Enam Wime. It's unfair trick. I'm forced back to the fifth dimension, and I'm rid of that pest for 60 days anyway. Superman's not only a super magician, but a super crime crusher. He was too much for all of them. Later, it's a wonderful idea for a planet contest. We'll try to find exact doubles of people like you, Superman, the mayor, and so on. No, I've had all the double trouble I want for the rest of my life.